Hey, welcome back to API Monetization 101. I'm Martin from Zooplo. Last time we covered metering and enforcement, so tracking what customers use and acting on limits. If you haven't seen that video yet, I suggest that you go and watch it first. I'll link it up here and also in the description because this video builds directly on that. Today we're looking at the other side, how to structure what you're actually selling. Plans, phases, and rate cards. A plan defines the complete relationship between you and a paying customer. What features they can access, how much usage they get, what they pay, and when any of that is going to change. But there's a hierarchy inside a plan that's worth understanding. You see, plans contain phases, and each phase contains rate cards. So our plan is the tier, something like Starter, Pro, Enterprise. You've seen these on many pricing pages, I'm sure. And a phase is a time period within that plan. The most common example is a free trial followed by a paid period. And a rate card ties a feature to a price and an entitlement. So it answers three questions. What does the customer get? How much of it? And what do they pay? See, this hierarchy matters because it lets you model time-based changes without creating separate plans to do it. So a pro plan with a 2-week trial is a single plan but with two phases. It's not two plans stitched together. Phases are sequential time periods within a plan. So when a customer subscribes and they start in the first phase, when that phase expires, they automatically move to the next one. The most common use case of that, of course, is free trials. A trial phase gives the customer 1,000 API requests over 2 weeks for no charge. When the trial ends, they move to the default phase, which is paid, and they get a new set of entitlements. As you can see here, there's a duration field that uses ISO 8601 format. So P2W means 2 weeks, P1M means 1 month, and the final phase has the duration of null because it's effectively going to continue indefinitely. No cron jobs, no webhook handlers, no code to check is the trial over. The phase transition is just going to happen. A rate card ties a feature to a price and an entitlement. It answers three questions at once. What feature is this for? What does the customer get? And what do they pay? This one charges $9.99 per month and grants 1,000 API requests. The is soft limit being set to false means that requests are going to get blocked after 1,000. Issue after reset is how many units the customer gets each usage period. For a trial phase, you'd set a price to null and a billing cadence to null. So it's the same entitlement, but no charge. There are several pricing models that you can use inside of a rate card, and the right one depends on what you're selling and how you want your customers to think about costs. First is flat fee, which charges a fixed amount regardless of usage. You can use this for subscriptions or setup fees or any kind of access charge that is fixed. Per unit charges a fixed amount for each unit consumed. So at 0.001 cents per request, 100,000 requests is going to cost $100. It's simple and predictable. Graduated tiered pricing charges different rates at different usage levels. Each unit is charged according to the tier that it falls into. So a customer using 15,000 requests pays for the first 1,000 at 10 cents, the next 9,000 at 5 cents, and the last 5,000 at 1 cent. There's also volume tiered pricing, where all units are charged at the rate of the highest tier reached. Same tier structure, but 15,000 requests would cost 15,000 times 1 cent, so $150. And then there's package pricing, which sells usage in fixed bundles, like $10 for 1,000 requests, which means that 1,001 request would actually be 2 packages, twice the bundle cost. One of the most common API pricing models is X requests included and then Y dollars per additional request. This is probably the pattern that you'll use most often when monetizing APIs. The first tier charges a flat $99 for up to 10,000 requests. The second tier has no cap and charges 1 cent per request, and is soft limit being set to true allows usage to continue past the 10,000 limit. So at 5,000 requests, you pay $99. At 10,000 requests, it's still $99. And at 15,000 requests, it's going to be $99 base plus a $50 overage. So total of $149 for that period. Let me show you what a complete plan looks like when you put all of this together in its complete JSON glory. This is a starter plan with a 2-week free trial that converts to a paid tier with overages. Here's what happens. The customer subscribes and enters the trial phase, then they get 1,000 requests over 2 weeks for no charge, but with a hard limit, so they can't make any more requests after that point. After 2 weeks, they automatically move to the pro phase. Now they're going to pay $9.99 per month for 1,000 requests, but with a soft limit and a 1 cent per request overage. Notice that the trial uses a hard limit because you don't want free users running up overages. The paid phase uses a soft limit because paying customers should be able to keep working regardless of their limitation. So here's the mental model for this one. A plan is the tier your customer is on. Phases let you model time-based changes like trials and promotions without writing transition logic to do it. Rate cards connect features to prices and entitlements, and pricing models give you the flexibility to charge flat fees per unit, graduated tiers, volume tiers, or package bundles. The most common pattern that you'll build is included usage with overage, a base fee for X requests, and then a per unit charge after that. Now you know exactly how you're going to model that and what it looks like. The full blog post that explains even more of this is linked below with all the code examples and every pricing model that we discussed here spelled out in detail. If you want to monetize your API, Zooplow's monetization features are now in private beta. You can find the link to sign up for that in the description as well. Next up in the series, we are going to use AI to define all of these elements that we've been covering, and then use some new agent skills from Zooplow to implement that pricing strategy in a real API project. I'll see you in the next one.